Welcome to another episode of Chaotic Harmony, episode 128. I am Jonathan Seligman, one of your hosts today, and today I am joined by the one who brings the fun, Jamie John. Hey, hello, Jamie.
Hey, hi.
I am really looking forward to you coming to San Diego soon, like in 3D.
Yay!
How you feeling?
Good, good. I'm excited to see everybody and to see you, of course, and to hang out. So
Cool.
it'll be great. It'll be a
Yeah.
good weekend trip.
To those who are not aware, Jamie is going to be presenting over in the San Diego ORF chapter. And if you are in Southern California, I do encourage you to come down south and say hello to Jamie and come watch your session. It's going to be awesome. What's it on, Jamie?
It's called Korean songs and games, basically South Korean songs and games.
Awesome, awesome. And
hmm
also today we are joined by the classy nerd himself, Genesis Santos. Hello, Genesis.
Yo, how's it going?
How is it going in how is heaven going right now?
It's glorious. The sun is shining in my face and it's not bothering me at all.
I feel like it's increasing right now. To our audio listeners, I don't know what's going on with Sacramento's sun, but it is just blaring right now through Genesis's
not
windows.
to me.
Yeah, you're doing great, Jamie. It's like I think God's calling. I think it's time.
It's my time, friends.
Hopefully not.
Adios, Mr. Santos.
If anyone would like to fill in Mr. Santos's position for Chaotic Harmony, you can email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com.
Oh, so quick.
It was so
Yeah.
quick. A great stint, but alas.
Yes.
Before we get started, I don't know if you guys do this, but I last week or 2 weeks ago, I decided I wanted to collect songs that my students are listening to, like not just anecdotally, but really just like collect and create a database of songs so I can listen to it, because I feel like I'm at the age where I am listening to a lot of my own music and it's becoming like a
You're out
cycle.
of touch.
I'm out of touch. I never was in touch. I feel like I was always
You're
just
not
that.
with it with the young people, Mr. Seligman.
I'm not a youth.
It's about K-pop demon hunters, of course.
Well, so actually, so I have a list of them, the songs. I'm curious if I scroll down, if you know, I don't know if you're hip and with it. Genesis, I know you only have a couple more weeks until God calls you, so maybe now's your time. But some of the songs that I also said, feel free to send any songs, school appropriate or not appropriate. I'm just here to see what you all listen to. So Tyler the Creator, Hot Wind Blows.
Yes.
Poster Boy, same, Tyler the Creator. Looking Out for You, Joy Again. I Wait for You, Alex. No, okay.
No,
I am not with it.
I'm not.
y'all need to get on Tyler the Creator.
So one of my students, he really wanted me to get into it, and I might have been just a season of time, but I listened to his latest album. It's like, I'm really digging the music. The lyrics I'm just not connecting with, but that could just be me and my 34-year-old self. I don't know. Child of God, Forrest Frank. Nothing Really is once it says, and then there's a whole deluge of K-pop demon hunters. So there's definitely that. I'm curious. Yeah, have you ever done that with your students or no?
I try to all the time. They just don't want to give me feedback, which is sad.
So do you do it orally?
I generally try. We're in this study of melody, and I always tell my students, all right, friends, I have things and categories, but I want you to give me what you've been listening to, and I will try to find it. And then also for when we do ukuleles with my students, I try to find play-alongs for them too of whatever song they're really into. And I try to see if I can find it. If I can't find it, then I might spend a weekend doing it myself and doing a reduction of it. But man, it has been slim pickings as of late.
I really like the channel Ukuleleans. They do a good job of transferring, but they haven't updated lately, I feel like. And so that's the only downside. Yeah.
I
it
have
takes
to
a
take a
bit.
note on that later. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
Ukuleleans?
yeah,
Ukuleleans, yes.
it just
Okay.
flows off the tongue. How about you, Jamie? Have you ever tried collecting the youths, what the youths are
Yeah,
listening to?
actually, for my middle school band, I made a sub plan for it, like show me your playlist, basically.
Mm,
And so I think I found it on TPT. It's a good one that basically they make a playlist of what song speaks to you, or what song do you like to listen to when you're feeling this, or when you want to do this, or when you're feeling happy. There are a lot of good prompts on there. So, and actually I did this last year. I want to do it again this year for my new class about what songs that they listen to. And actually, I really did try to make a playlist of them on Spotify. So I really sat down. I tried to, not all of them were available on Spotify. Some of them were only available on YouTube.
sure.
But I did actually like try to make a playlist on my phone and try to listen to them on my drives and things. So I there were some where I was like, oh, I actually know this person, and then there are some where like, what?
That's awesome. I like that the TPT you're using was focusing on when you feel X, because oftentimes when people say, "What are you listening to?" It's like, "I don't know, man. I don't know."
Yeah, exactly. It actually has like a slide presentation and good prompts of like really pretty slides too. It's like, oh, when I'm feeling this, I listen to this. Or if I want to do this, I listen to this.
I usually ask people like, "Hey, who is your current like earworm?" Or
Mm.
I usually ask, "Who is the artist that you are obsessed with right now?"
Okay, who's the artist you're obsessed with right now? Genesis.
If I were to tell you the artist that I'm obsessed with right now, it would, oh man, there's too many. But I will
Bruh.
give you all time right now, definitely Remy Wolf.
Okay. Okay.
I've been on that for a long time. And then also Midnight Generation. I've
Midnight
been on
Generation.
them. They're like the funk electric group. They're kind of like, the best way I'll describe them is like they're adjacent to Daft Punk, but they're from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so much fun going
Hmm.
through. Oh,
Gotcha.
love that.
How about
Cal
you,
You
Jamie?
Diet.
gotta you gotta be
All right,
careful
I can
about
go down.
earworms because John,
Oh no. Oh no. Nah, I'm talking about.
teeny weeny beanie, teeny weeny
Can
beanie.
you? Is that? Thank you, Crystal Pridmore. I hate you so much.
Yeah. Oh, I have a few more.
That will always
Oh,
chase
this
you,
will
by
be
the way.
great when I visit this weekend and I bring some earworms back to you.
We'll report back. Well, what's one album
Yeah.
you're listening to right now, or one
Oh,
artist?
I like to listen to Chapel Roan lately.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
hmm
Cool.
Yeah, mostly Chapel Roan and just listening to some jazz
Mm.
actually, and just some variety of jazz. There's this one group called Naomi and her or Devils or something, and then they make a lot of modern versions or just revamp some of the old like jazz swing music, because we're going to be working on swing music very soon with
Mm.
recorders and a program
Nice.
called Link Up with Carney with the
You're
saxophone
doing it too?
harmonic. Yes, I'm
You're
doing it
doing
this
it nice.
year.
Which is also really
Yes.
funny because I've been listening to a group called Sammy and Her Friends.
Oh,
It
okay.
just sounds like two bands that are opposed against each other, like they're
Huh.
mortal enemies.
hmm
Lately, I've been listening to, because I've been doing a lot of road trips into nature, whatnot. We did Yosemite. Went to also
Country
Julian.
roads.
Actually, not, not. I mean, it's
No.
a good one, but there's this artist called Dreamer Circus, which is
Okay.
a Nordic trio that plays a lot of Nordic folk music, but also new stuff as well, using just different kinds of folk instruments. And so it's really cool.
Okay.
Definitely worth checking out. But
I guess
this is
this is a
not what's
nice
up.
segue into getting to know our students
It is
because
because.
we're trying to like not just learn about who they are, but about their names for one. How do we, as music teachers who see so many kids,
Mhm.
remember hundreds and hundreds of names?
Exactly. And so let's bring this is not playlist harmony. This is chaotic harmony. This show we talk about the joys, struggles, and all things adjacent to elementary music. A bit of housekeeping. Um, in our last episode, we had the wonderful Miss Ashley Brown Woodside join us talking about why touch is vital. It was an amazing episode. Even amongst a blackout and a computer death, battery death. So honestly, if you want an episode that has so much meat on the bone, and just talking about the beauty of movement, do check that episode out. Next week, Crystal is back. Woo! And she'll be leading an episode on how to scaffold for learners with varying abilities to ensure that all find success in our classroom. You won't want to miss that. And Jamie, I appreciate your little nudge to bring to bring it back to our conversation, because today we are talking about well, we as music teachers, we are in a unique position. We know every single child from birth, sometimes it feels like, but from TK, for myself at least, to sixth, or from Jamie all the way to eighth grade. Jamie, what's the youngest you teach?
First grade.
First, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Do kinders exist in your school?
They do.
Okay.
So, kinders and TK, or transitional kindergarten for
Mhm.
us, but they're half day, so they're not fit into the schedule for me.
Gotcha, gotcha. But that, regardless, that's a lot of names. Even first eight, that's a lot of names.
Hmm.
And today we're going to talk about how to connect with our students, with our learners. But starting with just names, how many students do you teach? How many students do you have total? Genesis, are you between one school or two schools?
I am between two schools.
Okay, so
Um,
for those two schools,
between those two schools, though, the way my schedule works, it's a lower number this year, but I mean, in retrospect to a lot of different things, I'm teaching roughly close to 600 kids this year. That's low for me, by the way. That's low. The average has been roughly about 800 kids a school year.
okay,
I usually just like round up. There was one year where it was literally close to 1,000 kiddos um, per week. But yeah, I'm
per
roughly,
week.
yeah, per week.
Do you do like half day, or do you split the week up, or like is it half day you go one school, half day the other school?
At one point, yes.
Rough nubs.
There was one year where I was literally had an entire school in the morning, and then I had like travel in my lunch, and then an entire school in my afternoon.
Yep, I remember that life.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Rough nubs. How about you,
Hmm.
Jamie? How many kids do you teach total currently?
I try not to count.
But
I'm
if you were to,
I'm guessing
okay,
700-ish kids. Yeah. So in the hundreds, in the high hundreds, basically.
it's a lot. Yes.
It's
I
a
guess
lot.
I'm the lowest of all y'all. I think we're at the 480s. We used to have 500. Now we're going down to 480s.
Hmm.
No, actually less. Shoot, I forgot. I'm the one hosting this one. I forgot my own question. So it's somewhere between 4 to 480.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and keep in mind, I only teach third through sixth grade.
oh, you only, oh, okay. That changes
I
things.
don't teach
Okay.
TK to two, and it's 600 third through sixth graders
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
for me.
Gotcha. Yeah. I remember you were mentioning how that's like your school's split between the Black Sea, right?
Yes, my school is split between the Black Sea. So eventually next year, I'm hoping to go across and start teaching there, and that would but still keep me at like the high 700, close to maybe even 800 plus when
Mm,
that finally happens. But that's next year's.
Problem.
it's
Yes.
it's a lot of numbers. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to explain why it's important to call people by their rightful names. We always talk about how the names are a piece of their identity, and we just need to call them by what their name is. Do you have a favorite name game that you use at the beginning of the year to have kids learn each other's names and also for you to learn their names?
Skip to my Lou. That's the one that I usually fall down to.
There's
Okay.
a lot of
Anything.
just I guess just to specify, there's a lot of songs that end
Yeah.
or start with "Skip to My Lou." So which one are you talking about?
Oh, the one that goes like the three name one. So it'd be like, hi, so and so, I see you. Hi, so and so, I see you. Hi, so and so, I see you. Skip to my Lou, my darling. I use that one a lot as my start. That's usually my starting name game of the year. And then after that, depending on, what I'm feeling in the vibes or like what I'm tired
Mm.
of doing, then we'll switch to a different kind of name gamey thing a couple weeks later.
Okay. Do you do
Mm.
it with all the grados or
Now, personally, I do mostly with my third graders
mm,
because those are the names that I'm new to learning.
fair?
And then with my fourth, fifth, and sixth graders, we kind of just jump into the music stuff because, they know me, I know them. And if they're new, like I make a point to make sure I know your name. I make sure that like I find you in the hallway, get to know you kind of thing. And we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, that's usually my game plan is I do name games strictly with my new kiddos,
Gotcha, gotcha.
which is third grade.
Okay. Jamie, how about you?
I also play the same name game with my first through third grade. And if I've had them for a few years, then into fourth grade as well. Um, I kind of split how I teach the age groups by younger as in one through third and older as in fourth and fifth grade. And then so I play Hi I See You with them. And then for older children I usually play the song that goes, The more we get together,
Hmm.
together, together. There's a variation on that song
Mhm.
that I've learned that goes, Oh, here we are together, together, together. And we sing, There's you with me and me with you. Or we could sing, There's John with Jamie and Jamie with Genesis. And you could do it with any number of people. You could do the whole class if you wanted to. So those are the two main ones that I play with throughout in the beginning of the year.
Okay,
Hmm.
cool. I had an ex who really hated that song. It was like, because your friends are my friends. And she felt it was like a little, she was just very, very much an individualist. And so it was kind of like no thanks. But
Uh,
yeah, I don't know. I'm all about sharing friends here. For me,
Depends
I
on how
like,
you play with it and how you
sure.
present it.
I
Yeah.
think for her, she wasn't doing it. She wasn't in a classroom mindset. It was just a song without any context, just people singing it.
Mm.
I have no clue. I have no clue. For me, I like to do step in, step out, turn yourself around. Hmm. And so,
Fix
yeah,
yourself.
just having kids not just sing their names, but also sing a bit of that themselves. And for me, I do that with grade, even though I have all the way from TK to six, usually do that from grades 1 to 3. Um, Kinders typically have their names on their name tags, and so I have yet to find a game that I really enjoy with those kiddos, but I'm still working that out. Even amongst my 11th year teaching, I'm still working that one out. Um,
That
Alas.
goes for everybody in the same
Mhm.
boat. Hmm.
Yeah. Um, so that's at the beginning of the year. What system do you have a system that you utilize throughout the year that helps you memorize their names? Because it's one thing to learn, it's another thing to obtain.
Play more name games, basically, for me.
Do you ever feel like kids feel awkward? You already know my name, Mr. Seligman or
Well,
Mr. John.
I guess the purpose is not about learning names at that point. It's about playing with names.
Mm, okay.
Hmm.
How you contextualize it.
Exactly. So like for the younger kids, it's about do you remember this person? But how well do you remember this person's name?
Mm, okay.
Like well, if I take Hi I See You for one, then I could go I assign each person your number one, your number two, your number three. And okay, who's number one? Who can say it the fastest? Who can say it very clearly? And who's number two? But I might mix it up, everybody. Who's number three? Number three. Who's number one? So you make it into a game and it's not boring because
Mhm.
you made it into a game, even though everybody knows who that name is, but how well can you say their name with the game?
And as we established in Ashley's episode, let's let play be the answer to everything. I think that's
Mhm.
Yes, I remember her saying that. I
mhm.
totally agree.
Yeah. Genesis, how about you?
I use seating charts.
Okay.
I graph those out. I graph those suckers out and I change them every trimester too with the kids. Um,
Trimester.
yes, we run on trimesters.
Why?
Oh, us too. Yeah,
Yeah,
for some reason we
trimesters for
our
elementary.
trimester system. Hmm.
Yeah, it's a trimester system.
Don't
Our
ask us
producer
why.
just gave a very visceral face, and I'm all for that life. Yeah. So wait, how
Hey,
many weeks is a trimester? For when does your school year start?
it starts in August. Trimester one goes from mid-August to before Thanksgiving. And then trimester two goes Thanksgiving to about mid-March.
Oh
And
gosh, I hate that.
then
Ugh.
March to June is trimester three.
Yeah, I've never liked when, even during the semester system, when I was in San Diego Unified, like they have the whole, you start it, well, they used to start in September,
Mhm.
and then the semester ended around like mid to end January. And like, so you go, you finish off the year 2006, and then, oh, don't forget, you got to study for your midterms. It's like, ugh, gross. Who wants to study over this, like the holidays? It's trimester. Okay, so you do seating
Trimesters.
charts.
Yes, I do seating charts. And then, I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm going to be honest. Like, I teach hundreds of kids a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna forget names. And I have a rule in my classroom. If only you can tell me your name, and I have to guess the student's name, like, and it puts me on my toes. Like, okay, I forget so and so's name. Give me the first letter. What does it rhyme with? Everyone in the class has to be quiet. Because, like, I told them, I'm human.
Right.
I need to make mistakes, right? In my wall, and I've said countless times, it says mistakes are proof that you were trying. I'm telling my students, I'm trying to remember all yours names. And if you're just feeding me the answers, I'm never going to learn this student's name.
Truth.
And so it's gonna, and then, so then eventually I get it. And then I make a point for myself, like in the lesson, interact with the student, get that name in your brain, get that name in your brain, going that. And then also, only the student can tell me how to say their name correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I insist on it.
I insist on that in
Yes.
my classroom. I
Hmm.
don't care if their friends are telling me how to say it correctly. Everyone in the classroom is yelling at me to say it how they say it correctly. Nope. Only that one student can tell me how to say their name correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, the class is saying
Yeah.
their name wrong.
Hmm.
Hmm.
There's that
Yeah.
issue too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always
Oh, okay.
best when the classroom teacher also is the one that's saying it wrong. I
Yeah,
had a
exactly.
teacher, I had a student, her name was Sakura, and the kindergarten teacher was saying Sakura. And I was saying, I'm sorry, I know Japanese here. So like when I was pronouncing Sakura, and then like the class was, no, it's Sakura. I was like, Broski's Chimoski's. Sorry. Well, ask her, what's her name? It's like, Sakura. You were going to say something, Genesis.
Hazly. How would you pronounce that?
My
Hazly.
first guess would be Hasley.
Hazley.
Mm-hmm. That's how I pronounced it
Which
for
one?
the
Who?
first 6 months of meeting this student.
Who?
And
Genesis or
then,
sorry, Jamie or mine?
no,
Hasley or
you're both
Hazley?
wrong.
Well, okay, but how did you pronounce it?
I pronounced it Hasley.
Okay. Okay.
Never corrected. Student never corrected me. And I made sure, am I saying your name correctly? And they nodded. It took me getting to know this student a little bit more for them to quietly come up to me, pull me on my sleeve and go, Mr. Santos, yes, it's actually pronounced Ashley.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So keep in mind, I've also learned that, I mean, there's some students that come from family backgrounds, they come from places where, you don't argue with the teacher on how to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
teach, kind of thing. And but I
Yeah.
try to encourage, like, friends, this is your name. This is what your parents gave you, right? This is your identity. This is something that you own. And so I want you to make sure that no matter what, please make sure that I say your name the correct way as best as you will allow me to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And I tell them the same thing.
Yeah.
And I tell them, please correct me if I
Yeah.
say it wrong.
Hmm.
I will not be offended.
Mhm.
Go ahead and
Mhm.
correct me. I want to say it the way you intended.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
they do, I say thank you.
Yeah. Um, yeah. There's a lot of parallels. I feel like at my school site as well. It's like, no, the teacher's correct. I'm just gonna. I mean, I feel like I was also that kid sometimes, like growing up, and so I'm glad that we have teachers here that are encouraging our kids. No, it's okay. Like it's not just because the teacher is saying it one way. It doesn't mean that they're right, especially if it's your own name.
Yeah.
For me, similar to you, Genesis, my system is similar. The seating charts, but if I mispronounce someone's name, I put on the whiteboard seven. And every single time I say the name wrong, seven more. And at the end, I do that many push-ups.
I like that.
Yeah. Because that way,
Mm.
it's a way for me to get better and fit. And also it's not, it's a, for lack of a better term, it's a punishment, but also the kids also enjoy seeing Mr. Sullivan do push-ups. So, um,
I've
and,
also wrote it like phonetically sometimes too into like the on like day one
oh,
when they
okay.
tell me how to say the name as phonetically as I can. So that way
Mm-hmm.
when I read it, I'm like saying it out loud and practicing that too. And
Yeah.
also when I'm doing my roster checks too, I do as much as possible so that way I can honor that student's name.
I
Do
do
you
the
have on
same
the
thing.
seeing chart International Phonetic Alphabet, just IPA, just like,
Just off the top of my head, you know.
Well, I don't have seating charts, but I do have a binder with rosters that I update
Mhm.
every few months because same thing with Genesis. We're very transient schools in our area. Kids transfer between our schools within the district all the time. And usually for me, we have 5 minutes at least of passing time, what we call passing time, where it's to transition between one class to the other, or it's for us to basically take notes
Mm.
based and also to like write down, oh, this student was like this class was like this is what we did today. But also I use that time to study the roster and look at, oh yeah, this next class is coming. Oh yeah, this is this person's name. This person is in this class. Oh, which Noah is this? There are like 5 or 6 different Noahs
A lot of
at my
Noahs,
school
a lot of Noahs.
for some reason. And also I also kind of in my own phonetic way try to spell out how to pronounce their name as well.
Hmm.
I try to I put it in parentheses. I have my own notes about like, oh, this person is the one with glasses. This person is the one who likes to talk to this person a lot. Oh yeah, this person likes to says their name like this. Ada, not Ada, but Ada, and things like that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you write down characteristics, and I think that segues into my next point pretty well. So, as we know, names are important, but students are much more than the names as well.
Mhm.
I think the reason why I decided to jot this topic down is because a second grade teacher, I was chilling in the teacher's lounge, and this was several weeks ago before fall break, during parent teacher conferences.
Mhm.
And they were talking to me, like, hey, Jonathan, do you know how the parent teacher conference setup goes in our school? And it's like, actually, no, I don't. And so they're sharing how they asked the parents to list down two strengths that the kids have, that their own kid has, and two goals they'd like to see throughout the year. And sadly enough, there are a handful of parents that cannot list two strengths of their own child. And I know that teachers will spend more time, classroom teachers will spend more time with a kid than their parents will typically throughout the year. But in the first quarter, the teacher can list two strengths, and after 7 years, the parent can't list that. That just like made me rather mind boggled. And I remembered also when our producer today, Mark Keemer, was our VAP coordinator. He like, something he really emphasized. I want to say it was probably his first year, second year as a VAP coordinator, just like focusing on what is like just that very thing. What is a positive quality of all kids, not just like your hardest kids, not just your best kids, but also the kids that fall in between the cracks. So first off, I guess my first question to you is, do you think you could, of your 600 to 900, do you think if you sat down for a weekend, you could list 1 to 3 strengths of each of your learners?
Probably one.
At least one.
At
Like if I
least
had my
one.
seating chart in front of me, I can tell you, I can picture
Mm-hmm.
too. Like I can picture if you put the seating chart in front of me of a class, I can be like, yeah, I know who this kid is. I can do that. I can tell
Mm-hmm.
you something about them any of the exchanges that I've had with them, both inside my classroom or my intentional time, interacting with kids in the hallways,
Mm-hmm.
like as much as possible. Just trying to make sure, like, you know, my students feel seen by an adult that day. That's always been my goal. Anytime I run into a kid, like, the fist bump, hi, how's it going? How's your day?
Right.
Is that really how your day is going?
Yeah.
Just small checks with them here and there.
Jamie, how about you? One, you said?
At
At
least
least
one.
one?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think I could confidently say for a majority of my kids, I could list a second. It would be very difficult for me to find three. All for all of them.
All of them, yeah. I
Yeah.
think for me, I mean, realistically, I definitely could list two for all of my upper graders. I think once you get younger and younger, it's more difficult just because I haven't interacted with them as much. And just, I think in
Mm,
I'll
general, the
second that.
newer students,
Yeah, I'll second
um,
that.
yeah, TK, oh my goodness, I don't know. I don't know what your strength is. Like you sing lovingly. Like you are like I don't know what to juxtapose that against. I'm also still understanding how the brain works for kids that young. Um, but I feel like my second question is: do you think it's fair for me to ask? Do you think it's fair for anyone to ask that you can know 1 to 3 strengths of the children that you teach?
I
I
personally do think it's fair.
Yeah, I think it's a good goal to have. I feel like it sets a positive mindset for what are 1 to 3 strengths. Let's try to find three. And that way your perspective is always looking for strengths.
Mm,
Hmm. And I mean, the music teacher at a school has the unique experience of growing up with their students,
Mm-hmm.
very much.
right? We have that unique thing. So we can even say, oh, this student has developed this strength over time.
I like that perspective.
You know, I mean, I've seen some students who have been really shy and eventually because of a music class or because of the way that either life experience you see, oh, they're now blossoming to be more, or you see the experience of a student who has struggles with impulse control,
Hmm.
and you see them now as a fifth grader and they're like, yeah, they blurt every once, but it's thoughtful blurting. Like they're asking really thoughtful questions of like, I'm just wondering, can you explain this? I'm like, oh wow, it's
It's
going like you.
productive.
It's
Hmm.
productive. You used to just ask me weird questions, and now you're able to like have, and we're having a very thoughtful exchange about what we're learning in the classroom.
Their
Mm,
parents
So,
are so happy to hear that
mhm,
too from
yeah,
us. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
yeah.
And I feel like oftentimes the ones that struggle to come up with those two strengths are the ones that want to hear that, not because I think oftentimes the ones who can't come up that the examples that my second grade teachers are probably citing are the ones that just are so busy, possibly working 1 to 2 jobs, being a single parent maybe,
Mhm.
and to hear someone else mention that this child has grown so much in the past 3 years, it's like, oh yeah, that's true, and thank you so much for like enlightening me.
That, and if they are what I usually call big behavior students
Hmm.
who have those big behaviors in your classroom, I mean, those parents know those.
Mm.
They get called,
Yeah,
right? They get reminded
yeah,
about their student is this, and don't hear enough of their student has achieved this.
definitely. Yeah, I think about
Mm,
also, sorry,
mhm.
cut you off.
Yeah, so I mean that goes in my brain all the time
Mhm.
too. Like the fact that we do have, that's why it might be hard for some parents because that's the feedback that they're getting.
They're constantly hearing just the negative.
Yeah, they're just hearing that narrative
Hmm.
versus another narrative that is just as true about their student. But because the other voice is so much stronger, right? It's much more repetitive that the other things that's true about, the many positions of who we are as human beings gets diminished a bit.
Hmm. Yeah. I recollect something that Sasha mentioned last season, that sometimes we will be the only person that calls a kid by their actual name, um, because of X reason. Like they might fall through the cracks. Their parents might be extremely busy, and we might be the only person that can actually call them by their rightful name.
Mhm.
And adding
In
on
a
to that
positive way.
in a positive way. Oh yes, even yeah, I like to add that. Yeah, in a positive way. Um, and to add on to that, how much more can we just find a way to also highlight their strengths? And so, I guess my follow-up question, if we can think of 1 to 3 strengths for each child, how do you nurture those strengths?
I guess it depends on what like you're talking about,
Sure.
like specifically in a musical performance setting or just in a classroom, like community setting, social emotionally. I guess what is there an example you're
It
thinking
is
about?
open ended. I feel like just mostly how do we make sure that we are our kids' advocates? That's my key things. If we can list the strengths, that's one thing. But what can we do now that we have the data in front of us? How do we actually give a name to those strengths? We're talking about giving a name to our kids. How can we give a name to our strengths, and how can we make sure that they blossom? Whether it is social emotional, whether it is like honing in. I guess for me, something that like I know we've all had a case like this, but there's a student of mine. He's now in 4th grade, and he just did not connect with music whatsoever. He just felt it was frivolous. But the mathematical portion of music made sense to him, and so just giving him tasks to lean into that, and then finding, and then him. I think because also another thing is his teachers often felt like he was a problem child, and so having him be bolstered through music in a mathematical way, because that's how his brain worked,
Mm-hmm.
bolstered his strength in music and also his confidence in his ability as a person. So I don't know if you guys, maybe this is an essay question as opposed to a podcast question, but does anything come to mind?
Well, I can think of a few because we just had a performance.
Mhm.
At our school, we call it Culture Day. It was like a student-led, motivated thing that started last year. And so all my fifth graders were preparing for this performance, but not everybody wanted to do the same thing at the same time, you know? And some kids like thrived on playing the background music, on playing on the big drums, playing the accompanying music, or some students really wanted to be the leader and do the leadership role. Some students wanted to just be helpers to carry the instruments back and forth. And that's kind of like if you're thinking about performances or concerts or even musicals, everybody has a different role that they thrive
Mm.
in. You just have to figure out what that role is and what and see if they can thrive in that spot, in that spotlight. Some people are better at movement, so give them a movement activity in the orff room. Or if you're doing an orff lesson, like who's really good at playing the xylophone, who's really good at playing the percussion, who's really good at doing movement, who's really good
Mhm.
at doing the singing or the recorder. Everybody has a different strength in that area. But I was also thinking just this morning of a couple of sixth grade boys who, with our middle school teachers, a lot of them say, like, oh, I'm having a hard time with this and that with this student. They keep doing this and that. Even though I see this class once a week and these particular kids once a week, I'm I've known them for the past couple of years And so I asked them just very respectfully and politely, hey, can you help me out with this? And they do it like that. And actually, I walk around and I ask, and I do a lot of redirections like, hey, are you able to do this? Can you do that? Wait, are you sure you're able to play this rhythm this accurately like this person can? Make it more of a challenge. Then they lean into it a little more.
Mm,
And then
yeah.
you can see their strength. And it turns out, actually, you are really good at this.
So if I hear you correctly, finding ways to have them participate, big or small, then letting them, and that being the way to nurture their strength. Being
Mm-hmm.
a part, like having them participate in the community, whether it's a performance, whether it's just helping in the classroom. I like that. Genesis, how about you?
I find ways to genuinely compliment my students in the classroom, first and foremost. Um, I always tell my students, I'm looking for examples. I want to be able to brag about you to your other classmates. Like, oh, I love how Andy is, showing me low level right now and drinking. Can we all explore how Andy's showing? Andy, can you show us how you did that?
Mm,
Or, oh, oh, Mary's got it, y'all. Mary, you have it. Or do you feel comfortable sharing the class, showing how well you have this passage, being able to play? Awesome. Okay, no worries. Okay. Like, letting them be comfortable, but also acknowledging that, you are seeing that student succeed in your classroom. And I try to find that as many times as I can with my students. The other thing too is I also try to find what my students are interested in and what they're doing outside my classroom. Because, again, going back to we're all multifaceted human beings, we have a lot of interests. Like I learned last year that I have a lot of students who just want to be like amazing performers. So not only were they part of my after school choir, but they were also part of our Aztec dance group. And so we had to negotiate some time to like our Aztec instructor to like, I need them because they have a performance coming in. It's like, take them. It's like, I need them because they're having a performance. This is like, okay, you take them. And so nurturing that, being able to like negotiate when we get to have our little performers perform and when they go and what they do, that's also helping nurturing finding their strengths. And then, there are certain kids too where I go around and I see I'm like, oh wow, I would never have thought this student would be interested in doing cheerleading, but they're part of the cheer team and they're performing in that. And they're using that as a sense of, self confidence. Many students are interested in sports. So watching them practice, sometimes when I have time, just there cheering them on as best as you can. Like it means so much to students when they see a adult that they respect and recognize, understand that they are more than just the academic student in their classroom. And I try to make sure that I see the human in my students,
mm.
even if it's just like, it's just that small, like 10 minutes of my time where like I need a break from all my lesson planning and things. And so I'm going to go watch the kids play outside and like help monitor students. And oh, okay, yeah, we get to have conversations and talk and get to know. And I learn certain things. And then, like, I learned certain students love to draw. And so then after that, they start drawing me more things and handing me like my pile of collection this year is much bigger than it has been in like forever.
Mm.
But I think the point of nurturing is the strength of our student is make understanding and making sure that they too feel human.
I love that. That's really well worded. I like that. And oh, there is, yeah. My brain went somewhere when you were sharing about the multifacetedness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I'll save that for another conversation. That, yeah, I think there is a lot, but I think just to summate that, like, I think there's a lot of value to just recognize that kids are more than just what they are in the music classroom,
Mm-hmm.
in the academic classroom. And as you said, yeah, cheering on their humanity is really important and key. And I love that. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess to my last question then. So in California, we had Proposition 28, which Um, Hopefully encourage districts to hire more teachers in our state. And so I'm sure there are a handful of new teachers out there. Or I know COVID just happened, and we lost a lot of teachers, giving opening for more teachers to do fill in those spots. So I guess to anyone that's new to the educational field listening to this, whether it's October 2025 or January 2048, I don't know. What is something you'd tell a new teacher who feels conflicted by the fact that they want to do to get to know their students, but also feels overwhelmed by the lesson plans and also make sure they have good classroom management, make sure they fill in their admin's paperwork, et cetera, et cetera. Everything it takes to be a first year teacher. What is one piece of advice you'd give to them that speaks to the heart of getting to know your students?
You want to go first
Me?
or Genesis?
Hold on,
I'll
I'm
go
thinking.
first.
I'm
I'll go
thinking.
first. It seems like you have your thinking hats on. And I got no hat today. So, um, we teach kids. That's what we do. We teach kids. And yes, we teach music. That's our modality, but we teach kids. And that over anything else should be first and foremost. And jumping off again, what Genesis shared, recognizing their humanity, recognizing who they are, and recognizing that they are kids learning how to be good people. And they're not always making it, they're making mistakes just as we make mistakes, but focusing on that before anything else. And then the rest will come through. 2048,
Yeah.
new teacher. Boom.
I feel like just thinking back to being a new teacher, um, I feel like there were uh, two times where I felt like it was one of the hardest times for me as a teacher. But first was when I was like brand new, first year teacher. And the second time was when I switched districts, when I
Mm.
switched from from one teaching job to another one. Both of those were very difficult, and I feel like in a sense they were similar. Even the second time was similar to being a new teacher because I was in a completely new district with a very different style, schedule, expectations of the role. I would say just give yourself some grace.
Mm.
Yeah. And you take care of yourself because otherwise how are you going to take care of your kids and your classroom? Because definitely teach to the child, teach to being human, teach to being a better human as we all are trying to be better human beings to ourselves and to each other. But also, like, just thinking about myself as well during those times, give yourself some grace because you're new. Of course, you're going to be making mistakes. We all do. I'm still making mistakes.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers to
Yes.
that. We're all still making mistakes. It's never really going to go away. I guess that's not really reassuring, but
But
In a
it's
way,
true.
it is. It
It
is
can be.
reassuring.
yeah,
It
it
definitely
Right.
can
can
be.
be.
Can
Hmm.
be.
Give yourself some grace, take care of yourself, and find joy when it's there.
Mm.
I have a journal, sort of a more like an electronic journal in a Google Drive of joyful moments in the music room.
Mm.
I remember a few of them off the top of my head where one student super quiet, like never really like spoke or anything. They I told a joke to the class and they laughed so loudly. It was amazing. And then just another one where we just have a silly moment with the whole class where you can just like all be in on the joke together. And it doesn't erupt into chaos. You're because you're all in it. You're all in the play. Or another one, you just find those moments where it fills your soul and give yourself some grace for whatever mistakes may come your way. Because, like, we all have to start somewhere.
Mhm.
Same thing with our kids.
I like that. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah. To add on, I think just remember to anyone coming new into the profession that it is a journey. It really is. You come prepared as you can from wherever you're starting your journey, whether you're coming from as an intern, you're coming in as from a teacher preparation course, you just jumped into music teaching because you were a classroom teacher but you love music and you have the heart for it and you're changing. Like, just remember it's a journey, and as every journey goes through, the experience is what makes you better. The experience what makes you knowledgeable. It's what you discover that becomes meaningful to you, that you will make sure that you will continue to use in your practice. And so I always remind my new teachers, like being a mentor, it's like, this year, it's going to be this year, but next year, it's going to be that better. And that's going to feel a world of difference. And then the next year is going to be that better. And it's going to be a world of difference for you because you're now coming in more performed. You're coming in now more knowledgeable. You have a better idea of where you want to go and how you want to handle things. So just keep going.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Keep swimming.
Just
Swimming,
keep
swimming,
swimming,
swimming.
swimming, swimming. Just keep swimming.
Thanks.
Everything
So
comes back to Finding Nemo.
I would like to have a conversation with you on that one. I'm curious about that one.
I'll be happy to listen.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much. I know that for me, um, this since COVID, it's been a lot. Um, Working with students and working with their varying behaviors,
Mm-hmm.
the beautiful ones and the more challenging ones. And I think it's important to highlight the fact that all these kids are awesome. Or maybe awesome is too strong a word, but there is a goodness in each of these kids and just being reminded about that. So thank you for being part of this chat. But speaking of keep on swimming, don't you swim away, listeners. We'll be back after the break.
Hey, we just want to take a quick moment to shout out Mission Trails Financial, the partner making this show possible at no cost to you. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by financial planning, you're not alone. But Mission Trails Financial is here to make things simpler. They offer tailored financial advice for you, from investments to tax and insurance planning, with a team of experienced fee-based advisors who are CFP designated and fiduciaries. That means they're putting your best interests first. Let's face it, navigating the world of finances can feel like drinking from a fire hose with endless options for investments just a mouse click away. But Mission Trails Financial aims to cut through the noise by breaking things down into clear, actionable steps while providing regular updates. Mission Trails Financial believes everyone has the right to work with a financial advisor regardless of how much you've saved. Mission Trails Financial's focus is building relationships so you are not traveling your financial path alone. They even help you keep track of old 401ks when you're transitioning between jobs, because your financial future should always stay on track, no matter what changes. So don't wait. Let Mission Trails Financial show you how to make that next step towards the future you've worked hard for. Plus, your first consultation is absolutely free. Just visit missiontrailsfinancial.com or call 619-419-0238 today. You'll be glad you did, because leaning on professionals like Mission Trails Financial is how we get ahead. Check out the program notes for more details. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor.
And we are back. But first off, a hard left turn. Thank you all so much to our listeners. Thank you all being part of this nearly 7-year journey. I'm not going to say those two numbers. Oh gosh, I hate it.
Don't
Think
do
of 6,
it.
7. Oh
No,
no.
no, you
Oh
My
said it.
brains. It's in my brains. But we are not on that 6th year. We're on the 7th year. Whether you have joined us in episode 0 with Lauren Shelton or you're new today, thank you so much. It means so much to have you join us. Whether you're listening now or, as we mentioned, 2048, who knows? And if you want this journey to continue, first off, if you are from the future, let us know if it's still continuing or not. From the past, I don't know. If you want to continue,
What?
please ignore that. Support the things you love. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/chclassroom, where you can get special merch and other things for the classroom. We are nearly done revamping it. I just need to sit down and chop away at it, but we will be with you soon. Let's just say after ORF conference, we will be ready for it. With that, if you don't have a coin to toss our way, that is okay. But there are free ways to support us. You can leave us a review on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts. You can double dip. I double dip, not with reviews, but I double dip with listening.
Gross.
I don't.
Germs.
5.
Come on. I thought you learned your lesson.
5. There's only 5 numbers in the alphabet. And so you know the drill. 5 stars, please. And if you have a written review,
you're gonna catch that later.
if you leave a written review, we will read it on the podcast. Follow us on YouTube. Everyone has a Gmail. No one has to be invited into Gmail ecosystem anymore. So just join us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, hit that bell 2025 style. You know the drill. Leave a and make sure to write a nice comment, please. All these things ensure the mics and lights stay on, not just literally, but also figuratively. So please support us. That all said, Spiccato. Today,
All right. What is it?
we have, I don't think we've ever done this, which is surprising. A
Sponge?
Yes.
Ah, sponge.
What would you do
Wow.
with a sponge in the general classroom? And if you were listening and this is your first time joining us in Spiccato, what we do is we take a household or just a general item and find out what we could do, what we can use, how we can use it in the general music classroom.
Does it have to be that particular sponge or
No.
Yeah, does it
any
have to be a
sponge?
scrub daddy?
No,
Yeah.
we're
Can
not
it be a
sponsored by
scrub
Scrub
mommy?
Daddy. This just happened to be accessible quickly. So what are your thoughts? Sponge.
I was first thinking I used to use pool noodles all the time. Like there were some Pinterest things where you cut up the pool noodles and use them as instruments. That thought immediately came to mind when I saw the sponge.
So wait, you make instruments, you said?
Yes. So you could use them as scrapers. You
Oh,
can use
okay.
them to, yeah, you can basically you cut them into small pieces that you can hold in your hand and cut them in half. So it's like a semicircle and a semicircle in each of your hand. You can use them as like a scraper, or you can use them to clap, or you can use them in lieu of rhythm sticks. Yeah. And so
Gotcha.
I was thinking you can use them for like different soundscapes. Like what are all the different ways you can make a sound with this with the sponge?
Gotcha. So, but how would you use Genesis? Sponjo.
Jamie went the music route, so the movement route with that.
That's my job. Come on, man.
I know, I'm stealing your thunder. So the movement route can go 2 ways in my brain. The first one is you take the literal shapes coming from that specific sponge, specifically the scrub daddy you're putting, because there's a lot of shapes in there. There's circles, there's the little, pointed edge you can like superimpose. There's the, what is it? I'm forgetting my geometry. What's the circle that's not a
Wait,
no.
The circle doesn't.
the long like
Oval?
oval the oval form.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm a music teacher, not a math teacher.
The lights and mics for Genesis, clearly. I can only do ovals in my classroom because of how the way it's shaped.
Yeah, how the way it's shaped. Yeah.
So
you can have that.
I just say, kids, it's circle-ish. Good enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's oval.
what shapes can you make the sponge into, and can you copy that?
Okay. I see that. Cool. Adding on to that, I think the element of Laban press. Um, I'm curious, what was your Laban press? Do you remember, Jamie?
It
Oh
was
Or
one
Lord,
of the.
Genesis?
I
I
think
don't
it was
remember
something from Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah.
don't
For like
remember mine.
the
Yeah.
heaviness element.
Well, it wasn't Tetris.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't do
seriously,
Tetris on
every
this.
episode with Jamie, we have to bring that episode up.
No,
Stop making
I
me
haven't.
live.
I haven't brought it up in a long time.
You
But
and me
speaking of
together,
which, you
excuse
could
you.
definitely dab. You can definitely dab with
Dab, dab. I mean,
with the
actually, ooh,
sponge.
I like that. I like that. So, actually, how do
Oh, you're
you create
hurting my
percussive
soul.
elements with this? Because there's a little, little sponge boy dancing. No, but yeah, like adding on to what you were just saying earlier, Jamie, the whole like soundscapes, but then also exploring that specifically with
Mm.
different Laban approaches. Dap, 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 dap.
And actually, that just brought up
Press.
another idea where you could make it into a arts integration or art collaboration,
Mhm.
where you could have the art teacher use sponges to make the shapes on paper, and then you give it to each other and say, "Do this. How would you make this into a movement based on what this
Mm,
other person or what you made?" And you switch. How do you make movement out of what this other art piece that they made with sponges? You can use a sponge to make dabs. You can use a sponge to press really hard. Use Laban movements to create the art with the sponges.
I like this.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're listening to this, Ashley. So I'm sure you're giving a big smile for this one. Or Lindsay, thank you. But y'all, I'm curious to our listeners, what would you do with a sponge in the music classroom? Actually, also doesn't have to be general music in general. So yeah. And if you have an idea, you can reach us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com. But Jamie, if people want to reach out to you, how would they do such?
My most preferable way is ms.fun.jun at gmail.com.
ms.fun.jun@gmail.com.
There's a
Uh,
jingle in there.
there is. And also, as a friendly reminder, Jamie's not just going to be in San Diego. She's also going to be at Lexington.
Oh,
Make sure you check her session
He has
out.
a session.
She has a session. She's going to
oh yeah,
crush
that's
it.
right.
Now, question, do you know what day yours is?
Friday?
Okay. Keep your eyes peeled.
I have to double check now.
And I'm volunteering that she's going to sign the first 5 posters that you bring up to her of her face. Genesis, how can people reach out to you?
On Instagram, Mr. Santos Music Teacher, and then email me directly at mrsantosmusicteacher@gmail.com. That one does have the period after the Mr. So just want to put it there, else you're going to be emailing some other Mr. Santos Music Teacher. That's
Jordan
Someone
Santos. Sorry, Jordan.
Yes.
someone told me that with Gmail, you don't have to put the dots in. It'll still email to the email.
Really? This is
Yeah,
not,
I
and there's no uniqueness?
no, I think there's a way, like if you don't put in the dots, if you just do ms.fun.jun, it'll still send to ms.fun.jun.
Do
Maybe
both.
test it out. Do
Test it
Test
both.
it
out.
out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, you can email me or contact me. Please don't email me. My email is full with just random stuff. But you can contact me at the socials at Mr. Seligman, MrSeligman. Feel free to slide in my DMs and send, questions there. Questions. We'll do questions. And
Not statements.
not
Questions.
statements. If you can form a statement to a question, more power to you. You can also find us at CH Classroom on the socials, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. Also, we're on Facebook, for all y'all other peoples. And you can email us once again, chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com. If you would like to be on the podcast, if you have a suggestion, or just want to say hello, we are welcome to have those as well. That all said, thank you all so much. Thank you for being a part of this. And until next time, bye.
Peace.
What's going on in there?
It's the literally sun going through. Like if I lift it up, the sun is literally right there.
Oh, there's no blinds or curtains or
My
anything.
blinds is right there. Like
I,
I don't know how to like show you, but my blinds are literally down all the way we can do it.
Oh,